Good evening, parents of the West Shore School District and taxpayers alike. So, this is Mariana, and welcome to the Boiling Point, the Watchdog Report. So, tonight's video is in response to a call that I received from one of the parents here at the West Shore. And basically, the parent wanted to know after she saw yesterday's video with JD, what is she to do because her child has been bullied at the West Shore School District, and she hasn't received any kind of resolution as of yet. So that is an excellent question because, as you know, we here at the Boiling Point, we're covering the reality of what's happening with the West Shore School Administration and the West Shore School District and the things that they are hiding from the parents. And one of the things that they have been hiding from the parents have been year, and throughout every year we always get these emails saying, oh well, we're reporting to the parents that there was an incident in the school today, but it's been handled and the incident involved this or this or that. Okay, so they'll give you a very generic email, okay, and they are assuring you that everything has been handled. But when your child comes home from school, and you sit the child down and you ask them, well, what happened in school? Oh, well, we were on lockdown because they thought that somebody bought a gun or somebody had a knife, or somebody was high as a kite or somebody overdosed in the school. Okay, so the kids will tell you. And many of the kids, including my own, have, confirmed to us that yes, that there is, a situation with violence in the West Shore School District. And, it's sad to say that this is the time that we're living. It's sad to say that on July 9th, the school board will be having a meeting to talk about, possible police or security guards or a combination of both working together to keep our kids safe. There are better options than that, but do they have the backbone? Okay, to implement the better options that's not going to cost us some money, but will, okay, possibly resolve some of the issues going on. But that's for another video. Okay, so let's talk about the situation. So, I am not giving you legal advice, but I am telling you what I would do, okay, in a situation like this. And for those of you who are hearing my voice and clutching your pearls, and this is not true, this is not true, this is not true, you're more than welcome to go to the police department, okay, especially if you have a journalism license of some sort, and research the information yourself. Okay, because we do know the truth. They think that they're hiding it from us, they're not. So, in response to the email, let's discuss some things. Again, it's not legal advice, but it is something that I would do as a parent. So let's start. So basically, the main thing in a situation like this, whether it's bullying in school, a situation that's going, and the incident that occurred, description if there was any witnesses and any injuries. Okay, document, 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 because your documentation is going to become your best friend. If there are any injuries, take pictures of the injuries. And if there's any videos, because let me tell you, it's sad to say, I mean, it's, just a commentary in today's society. We live in a society that they can see somebody beating up another person, or like what happened in Belfast. Okay, that was horrible what they did to that man. People, instead of jumping in, are quick to take videos and post them everywhere. Now, taking video is a good thing because, I mean, especially if you're going to use it to offer it to the parent, for assistance, that's great. But if you're just plastering over, over the internet and different social platforms, so social media platforms, you really need to sit down and ask yourself what is wrong with you. Okay, but if there are any videos, anybody contacts you, because a lot of the parents that I know were contacted by either other kids or parents of other kids with videos of attacks when their child was attacked. Okay, that they have been able to use that in the courts. And let me help you understand something, guys. There's a lot of money that the West Shore School District has had to settle behind the scenes. okay, with parents and for situations of bullying and other situations of different violations, constitutional violations, legal violations, violations on the rights of the student and the parents, that they do it behind closed door. And once the parents sign, they usually try to put the parents under a gag order because they must keep up with impressions. Okay, they must make it look like everything is fine when it's not. So, getting back to this, take pictures of any injuries and keep any videos that you may have. But if there are injuries, take them to the doctor. Take them to the doctor. Keep a copy of those doctor's notes. If the child is being impacted emotionally, they're having nightmares, they are nervous, anxiety, anything like that due to the attacks, and you're taking them to a counselor, yes, keep a note or a copy of the notes of the counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, whoever you choose to see the child. If the child is being, is going to a Christian counselor in their church, keep all those notes. And if their grade starts to slip because of the situation, because of what the child is facing, keep copies of all that. Any communications you have with the school staff, the board, any emails, notes from any calls, keep that. If they call you to a meeting, go to the meeting. But I'm going to advise you right now. If you get a call that Mr. Stokes wants to meet you, and talk about the situation, do not go alone. Take somebody with you that you trust, whether it's your spouse, whether it's a minister, whether it's a friend, a family member, somebody that you can trust. Because believe you me, and I'm saying this because I have spoken to the parents. There are many times that parents have complained to him, and if they go along, half of the time they have gone along, okay, or the ones that have, stated this to me, and he will take, what happened, the event that happened, or what was said, and he will twist it around, and they will try to cast blame on the child who is the victim. That's the sad thing, that they will cast blame on the child who is the victim, or the child that spoke up and wanting a resolution to the situation. So document everything meticulously, because this is going to help you create a strong moving forward. Now, what I'm going to speak about now, a lot of parents hesitate, okay? And I'm telling you right now, if your child is being brutalized, if your child is being abused, if your child is being attacked, if your child is being bullied, depending on the severity of it, you may just need to file a assault complaint with the police. Name the child. If they ask you who did you contact in the school, give the name. Did you contact anybody in the book? Give the name. Okay. File an assault report with the police. Because if you have to move this forward and you have to lawyer up, okay, you need this. You need this in your record because your lawyer is going to ask you, did you file an assault report? No. Well, why not? Okay. Do not even think twice. I know that people are like, well, this is, a fight among kids. No, nowadays there's no such thing as fights among kids. These kids today, I don't know that they're learning this from their parents, possibly. I don't know. I mean, everybody's home situation is different. But these kids today, it's not like when we were growing up that you just went behind the schoolhouse and you duked it out. Okay. Fist. Okay. You duked it out. All right. That's not what's happening today. These kids today are vicious. These kids are today are coming with bear spray, mace, guns, knives, BB guns, okay, I think I said knives, anything that they have to try to hurt the other person. So these are things and everything that I've named, maybe not the bear spray, but the mace, the guns, the BB guns, the knife, all that has already happened and continues to happen at the West Shore School District. Okay, so depending on how bad the assault was, okay, if there was any, physical and even sometimes emotional, you need to file that assault complaint. Don't even think twice, because let me help you understand something. The only thing between you and that bully is you. The only thing between your child and that bully is you. And that bully, I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't. If you think that the school board cares with the state and federal fundings, that's what they care about. They do not care about the welfare of you or your child. So let's be clear. And I know there's people clutching their pearls. I could care less. I give two figs of your, clutching your pearls because you know that it's true. Okay, that you probably are one of the minions. Okay, um, of the West Shore School District and the West Shore School Administration. Probably why you don't want the truth to get out there. But any parents with two peas for a brain that we've been, long enough in the West Shore School District, we know that this is true. Now, depending again on the severity, you may need to file an emergency order of protection from the abuse. Okay. You may need to go that far, whether the abuser is a student or a teacher. We just had an incident at the West Shore School District of a teacher's aide, and I believe the teacher getting smart with special ed kids and shaking them up and grabbing them up and restraining them. Restraining a child is illegal in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, and it wasn't that the child was being difficult, the child was compliant. On the only thing the child wanted to do was go to the bathroom. So do you guys get the picture here? You guys get the picture? The only thing between your child and the bully is you. Because the staff, for the most part, the administration, and the district don't care. They don't. So let's continue. This is something that I do want you to keep in mind, that in the state of Pennsylvania, they do not have a comprehensive statewide anti-bullying law mandating specific interventions or parents' involvement like in many other states. But the schools are required to have their own policies and broader anti-discrimination laws, and you can find that in their website, okay, in their handbook. And if you, let's say that the handbook says that if a student comes with a weapon or threatens another kid with the weapon, expulsion, let's say possible expulsion or suspension. Let's just say that. I don't remember off the top of my head what it says, but let's say it says that. And they don't follow through, you got a lawsuit. You got a lawsuit. They have to follow through with whatever that handbook says. And more often than not, they don't. So just keep that in mind. Now, what do you do if you already, spoke to the school, spoke to the staff, spoke to the administrator, went and spoke to the board? And let me help you understand something. If you go, which I would suggest that you do, to the board, to one of those board meetings, and you speak up about this, do not allow the president, Brian Geiswhite, or any sitting president that may be there, or any board member to tell you that you cannot mention the names of the people involved. It's your constitutional right. They can't silence you. And yes, you can mention the names because they work for you. You elected them into those seats, unfortunately. They work for you. You are the constituent. Okay. So they are not to tell you what you can and cannot say. Yes, you can say the names. Yes, you can say what happened, and he cannot stop you. And the reason I would encourage you to say it is because you see, those meetings are recorded, and you can always, if you have to go and you have to lawyer up, you can always have them subpoena those tapes. So do not allow them to silence you. But there are some things at a state level that you can do. I don't know how far it will get you, but you can do it. The first one is contact the Pennsylvania Department of Education Bullying Prevention Consultation Line, and the phone number is right there, 1-866-716-0424, for advice on chronic unresolved cases. They also offer strategies and resources. Now, this is not a 24/7 phone number. So if you call in the weekends, you may have to leave a message and they will call you back. Okay. You can also file a complaint. Go through the complaint process. File if the school violated laws or they're failing to follow its own policy, or if it's a special education issue or discrimination. So these complaints are generally investigated, and they usually get back to you about 60 days. And the forms are at the Pennsylvania Department of Education's website. search for state complaint, or if it's special education, and it will come up. And also, if you want to file, let's say, a complaint against a teacher, an educator's complaint, you could also go to that site, put educator's complaint, and the form will come out. And remember, guys, when you're filing these complaints, okay, and you're speaking to these organizations, try to be as level-headed as possible. Give the facts. Try to keep emotions away. You're just gonna state the facts. Okay. You can also contact the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commissioner, and I'll tell you this: with this particular organization, documentation is key. You have to have your documents in place, your dates, your time, because they're going to ask for all that. Okay. And if the bullying involves, let's say that they're bullying the kid because of race, color, disability, religion, sex, or origin, the school knew about it, but they failed to act. This can cause them, okay, if you win the case, to be hit with penalties and fines. Okay, so you want to file a complaint with the PHRC. This can cover discriminatory harassment, and you can fill out the education intake questionnaire, and you have, I think, like 180 days in which to file the complaint. Okay. So these are some things that you can do on the state level, but with any and all of this, documentation is key. Okay. If you get anything out of this video, it's document, document, document. Now, what if you did all this and everything fails? Then yeah, I would say the moment that you're not getting any response from the school administration, and you went to the school board and they acted like the hyenas that they are, okay, what we are accustomed to, them behaving like hyenas, then I would say you need a lawyer up, consult an attorney. For persistent failure, consider lawsuits for negligence or claims under the PHRA, federal civil rights laws, if they are a protected class or this falls under a protected class or disability, or any other theories. Find an attorney that specializes in school education law that can advise on damages or injunctions. And you can also reach out to organizations like the Independence Law Center. They may be able to offer resources and helplines for low-income family, or refer you or point you in the right direction as to who can assist. If there's different criminal aspects, is not only the assault and the threat and the harassment. Okay. And Pennsylvania has a cyber harassment law, and that is Act 26. So again, if you are not getting any response, the only language that the West Shore School Administration and district understands is that of lawsuit. If you have to file a lawsuit, don't even think twice about it, because again, the only thing between that bully and your child is you. The only thing between that bully and your child is you. You need to do whatever you need to do to protect your child. And when you protect your child, you don't wait too long. You protect your child immediately. Now, immediately. Okay. There are safety measures, requests that you can take. Safety measures that you can take is request immediate change, like schedule adjustments, bus monitoring, or temporary homebound instruction. And if you're going to go the homebound instruction, don't let them tell you that you can't. You can. Constitutionally, you can homeschool your child. Okay. That's how it was done for many years, many centuries. Okay. When the public school system came into play, that was an experiment. And that experiment, well, as you can see, has failed us. So you want to take certain safety measures, and that is one of them. You can have alternate education, request a transfer within the district or another district. Right there, you may have to have your lawyer intervene, because they're going to give you pushback. They're going to give you pushback. Okay, because they are great on telling you what you can't do, because what they're afraid, if you homeschool or they go to another district, it's not, the safety of your kids that they have in mind. It's the state and federal funding. Homeschooling. Pennsylvania does allow homeschool education programs. File the affidavit, maintain the logs, portfolio, annual evaluation. There's many parents that I know that are homeschooling. And if you need direction or guidance to how to do this, I can get you in contact with them. It's a common response to unresolved bullying. You can check the Pennsylvania Department of Education's homepage for the requirements. Private charter options, these are also feasible. Cyber school, if you're going to go to a cyber school, don't go to the one that the district's going to recommend you. No, 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 no. Go to a private charter, a private cyber school. Why? Because the monies that the state pays for your child follows the child. So it has to follow. And they don't want to lose that money. So because they don't want to lose that money, they're going to try to recommend you to the one that's associated with them for them to keep the money, okay, on your child while they're doing nothing for your child. So you have private schools, you have Catholic schools, you have religious schools, you have charter schools, and you have homeschooling. These options are feasible. If push comes to shove, these options are feasible. And the bottom line, it really comes down to this, folks. You have to prioritize your child's immediate safety. If there's physical danger, consider keeping them from home temporarily while pursuing the remedies that you're pursuing. Again, seek medical and mental health to support the trauma. And I'm going to emphasize what I stated with and what I started with. If you are going to take the child to a doctor for any injuries, or they have to go for counseling because of anxiety, nightmares, fear, they're fearing the adults now, that, and unfortunately that's what happens. They are trusting these adults in the schools to protect them. These adults betray them and make them feel like they're the victim, so they lose trust for the adults in their lives. Be sure to keep a document of everything, because it's going to help you create a strong record for any escalation. So this is what I would recommend that you do. Okay. Unfortunately, with the West Shore School Administration, the West Shore School District, your child's safety is not their priority. It really isn't. Yeah, July 9th, they're talking about, the security guards and maybe, somehow combining with the police to try to control the violence and everything that's going on in the school. And it's funny because for many years, um, I have been saying this for a couple of years now, that there's violence in the school district, but the $200,000 taco eating dragon, that's the superintendent, that's how much he gets paid a year from our tax money. For years I've denied that this isn't happening, like he denied also that there's no pornography in the school, and lo and behold, there is. Okay, there is, because we found the books. So that being stated, you have to do whatever you have to do to protect your child, because they're not. They're not. All they've been doing for years is deny, 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 deny until we smack them with the truth. So this is Mariana from the Boarding Point. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out. You already know how to email me and where to email me. If you need a list of schools um, that you can enroll your kid and pull them out of the West Shore School District, I can provide that to you. If you want to know how you can start homeschooling, you can go to the Pennsylvania Department of Education site, and the instructions are there, or I can connect you with some parents who are already doing it, and they can tell you how they went about doing it. But please keep in mind, guys, that at the end of the day, this is your child. You have the final say, okay, about your child. And the only thing between your child and that bully is you. Okay, so you need to do what you need to do to protect your child, whatever it takes. So this is Mariana from the Boarding Point. Good night.